have to finish my gummy.
The drag queen. Are you eating weed gummies or regular gummies?
Crack gummies. Meth gummies.
Ooh, where'd you get those? I want to try that.
Bound down in Hollywood. I didn't know
Hollywood
you
and
like crack in Hollywood.
Hollywood and can we get a cross
Vine.
street?
Hollywood and Vine.
Hollywood and Vine. Okay.
Well, actually, Sunset and Vine. Sunset and Vine has a lot of crack.
Oh, that's where the Chipotle is. There's also a Tender Greens there and the Chase Bank all in that corner.
Well, Sunset and Vine?
Yep. That's the bank we went to for our business stuff.
Wait, is that at Vine?
That's Sunset and Vine.
No, that's like Ralph or Cheryl or something.
It's Vine.
Is it?
Do you want to bet, Roberta? Would you like to put a wager on it?
$10.
Okay, $10 and I'm correct.
Okay.
And I wanted Venmo before this podcast is over.
Let's see. Chase Bank Hollyweird.
Well, there are a couple, but that is the...
Okay, I'm looking at Sunset and Vine on the map right now.
Mm-hmm.
There is a Chipotle. There is a Bank of America.
Mm-hmm.
There is a Chase. And there is a Walgreens.
Is it Chase?
Mm-hmm.
That's not the one we went to, though. We went to the one on
No, that is the one we went to. That is where our former, I don't know if we can say his name, Jonathan Davies. If you were listening, did you work at the Chase Bank on Sunset and Vine?
Well, I guess I eliminate $10.
Can we get it Venmoed, sir? Ma'am?
We? Who the fuck is we?
Me and my business, Money Exchange LLC, will like it now.
Jonathan Davis will probably help you get your money. Once you run me the money that you owe me from our bets, then I'll give you this one.
Oh my God. Y'all see how he flipped the script, y'all? Bob was like $10. I was like, okay, you gonna get it when I get my money from King Kong
you.
Ain't got nothing on me. Do you know what movie that's from?
Yes, Denzel Washington in Training Day.
Yeah. I remember when that
Black
happened.
yesterday.
People, that was the wickedest rounds. This was before, obviously, people were like YouTubing and like viral clips online, but there was a very popular clip from that, a very popular scene from that movie.
Well, it was popular. A lot of people were parodying it. It was kind of like Here's Johnny.
Yeah,
was getting a lot of was being parodied and had a lot of nods to that. And You Show Is Ugly from Color Purple.
You should. Oh my God! So something really big. I know this is Advicery. It's not Advice Rivalry.
Guess who's back in the house, y'all? Advicery controversial. Is back. Controversial.
I'm really, really, really into Celebrity Jeopardy right now. It's so good. Simu Liu, who was the lead in Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. First of all, he's so fucking hot. Simu Liu is so hot. I know they're not queer, but they're very hot. And it's just a Celebrity Jeopardy is so good because the questions aren't super easy but not super hard. They're like right in the space where someone of average knowledge about things knows like a lot of the answers. I'm like, bitch, I should be on Celebrity Jeopardy. I would be so good on Celebrity Jeopardy. I would fucking nail these bitches to the cross. If anyone is watching, there's just one celebrity tournament. I think it's over in like 2 weeks, but you can watch them all on Hulu if you have Hulu. Celebrity Jeopardy is very good.
I got invited to Celebrity Wheel of Fortune.
Oh my God, did you really? No, it was Celebrity Family Feud.
Family Feud.
Yeah, I remember.
But I couldn't go. And that would have been really fun. But your girl didn't make it.
Yeah.
There. It was when Drag Race went on.
I want to do celebrity. Well, not celebrity. They don't call celebrity that. $100,000 pyramid. I'm a really big pyramid fan. But they've never had a queen on there. I would love to. And I wouldn't go in drag. I would want to do it out of drag because there's no reason to be in drag. Or maybe honestly, but sometimes I just like because I just feel so fierce when I'm in drag. Like I would love, I just feel like such like a dominating, like gorgeous fucking woman. So I would I don't know what I'll do. Who knows? Who knows what would happen? But
well, that was a roller coaster.
I know. Y'all saw me. I processed it in real time.
We just went on a roller coster ride.
I processed it in real time.
I ain't doing this bullshit in drag, but I actually would really love to do it in drag because it'd be fun. But honestly, I don't even want to be on that motherfucking show. That show's dumb as hell. But honestly, it's actually been a dream of mine.
It's kind of like stand-up, right? I'm like, would it be easier to like just do like how most comedians kind of show up on like a t-shirt or whatever and do their stand-up and it's still great? Sure, but
say their names. Say their names.
Something about being
say their names
in drag for stand-up, feeling like my full Monet glam self. I really enjoy that. Like I enjoy what the serotonin, like the what that gives me. So yeah.
I recently did a stand-up show out of drag because I girl, I think I've talked about this on slightly on the podcast. I don't want to go into it again in case I've already recently done it, but I missed several flights, booked some wrong flights. Also, was in the midst of my identity theft, so I had no debit cards. I had to have a friend buy my flights for me. It was insane. It was insane. I was trying to travel with no debit cards, no money.
He had no ID, no clothes.
Yeah,
you just had nothing.
Tina Turner crossing the street. And it was a whole thing. And it took me almost 24 hours to get to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And then I finally got there. I landed as the show was supposed to be starting. They pushed the show back like 30 minutes for me. And then I did the show out of drag. And honestly, it was great. It was really, because none of my comedy is really about me being in drag. I don't know if any of my comedy is even about me being a drag queen, to be honest. But I do like dressing up, and I love the way it feels. So like, actually, the Queen Baby from Drag Race UK recently posted a thing, and they were like, do not call me a drag queen. I'm misquoted, but they were saying something like, I'm not a drag queen. And then someone was like, oh, are you quitting performing? And they were like, no, I'm still performing, and I will still be wearing makeup, wigs, and heels, and everything, and an outfit. But it's not. That doesn't make it drag.
So did they say what they would like in lieu of a drag queen? What they would like to be? Just
they said that right now they're just kind of toying with artists. Artists is what they said. They said I'm not sure yet, but right now I'm gonna go with artists.
Well, people are what they want to be identified by. I mean, you can be identified with you can identify as whatever you want to be, and to make you feel comfortable. So work.
Have you ever?
Do you think? I mean, we've had this timeless debate on the podcast. Do you think Tyler Perry would want you to refer to him as a drag queen?
He probably wouldn't want it, but he is a drag. But in my mind, he's a drag queen because he has all the makings of a drag queen. But
so is Baby a drag queen, or what's the name? Baby girl.
Baby, I think it's just Baby. Okay, full disclosure, I did not watch a single episode of UK4, and I mean, I will.
I haven't watched it.
I am not going to commit to saying out loud that I will watch it either because I probably won't. But so I think their name is Baby.
Baby.
But Baby has explicitly come out and said it's not drag, whereas Tyler Perry has not come out and said it's not drag.
I mean, giving Tyler Perry's herstory, I think she would say it's not drag too, but. Who knows? Until he's asked the question, he answers it. We won't fucking know.
I mean, given Tyler Perry's proclivities for putting on the wigs and heels and makeup and doing a show, but whatever. What do I know? What do I know? That's why I put it in my name. I don't want anyone to be confused. It's right there in the name.
Yeah, we don't want to be confused with Bob, the average everyday woman. Can you imagine that was your name? Oh my gosh, should I? Instead of Bob the drag queen, it's Bob, the average everyday woman.
Well, sometimes when I do, when I'm really giving, I'm like, ooh, I'm just Roberta, the cisgender woman. There's Bob the drag queen, and there's also Roberta, the fully cisgendered woman, just standing around.
Bob, we have rivalried a little bit, and I think we need to get our currency in check because we are officially back with Sibling Advicery.
Not currency, not no currency in check. Make it, do a fucking sibling pun. Don't try to make no fucking. And now it's time to cha-ching your currency. No. Now it's time to go chat with a cousin. Make it about family shit. Don't you ever.
Anyway.
Don't do your hands like this. You're not Italian. You stop appropriating it. You're not Italian. You will not be Matteo. Now you're doing stand-up. You're doing this with your hands. What's next?
I mean, Matteo and I are pretty much the same person.
At this point.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is controversial that we're going back to Advicery. There's some people who are like, we love it. Some people who are like, no. They wanted us to do UK4. But
yeah.
And Canada versus the world.
Canada versus the world.
They want us to do Canada v. the world.
Canada Goose versus the world.
I never thought I would ever say I think I need a little bit of a draggy racy break. A little bit of a draggy racy break.
That's what I said. So our one of our editors, Jay, he was like, "Oh, he was like, you and Bob should do like an expedited UK4. Maybe like you guys like watch like you guys watch the thing and you guys do like maybe like episodes and like one thing like episodes like 1 and 2, episodes 1 through 4, something like that too. So you guys don't have to like do." I was like, no, I just kind of would like because if we decide to do sibling watchery for All Star, I mean for season 15. I don't want to go straight into All Star 7 into UK vs the World or Canada and then into All Star 15. I need like to like cleanse my sorrows.
And also, I'm really mad at Race Chaser because Race Chaser started reviewing season 8 of Drag Race and then just cold turkey stopped on episode 2. They made it 2 episodes in. They stopped and they said, haha, psych, we're going to do Canada. Bye.
The shortest season of Drag Race. They were like, you know what, we're gonna halt our that's shady.
I was like, y'all can't make it a mama exclusive or some shit.
I really miss period ad period. What a great song. I really come around. I thought it was so stupid.
What do you mean miss it? It's still out there.
But I miss it being viral, like seeing people doing like videos to it and making like fun, like yeah, making fun of it. It really.
Period. My bag is period. Your bag is period.
That shit is very funny. Anyway,
quite
Bob, we should get to our first.
You're the one who started talking about period.
I know. Really goes in. We need to start doing our first question. Jacob, are you gonna play it for us? Since
yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Let's go to question number 1.
The return of Advicery.
Jacob, we're gonna need you to be on top of it. We said play. Jacob talking about it's loading.
Why is there? It was okay.
Jacob's like now they're pop-ups. Now
it's just playing.
Why are you bullying?
Hello, love you both. I'm David, 17 from Delaware. He, him pronouns. I was just wondering, how was your high school experience like your dating experience in high school? Because I know for me, it's really nothing going on. And I just wanted to know, like, will I ever get the high school fantasy experience or like, because there's no one out in my school really. And I was just wondering, did you guys have that experience and is it possible for me?
Oh, David. Okay, I have to do it. When I heard I'm 17, I was like, oh God, I was gonna ask us some like question that I feel uncomfortable answering, but this is
because we be getting some bust down questions. We be like, I'm trying to gobble dicks tonight.
I know. I'm like, did I submit this? Did we go back in the future and I submitted it for this fucking thing?
Yeah, 8 years into your sexual proclivities. So I will start by saying, in high school, I had a girlfriend named Tisha. Shout out to Tisha. I hope you're well, Tisha. Tisha later ended up marrying a guy, or dating at least a guy that I went to college with named Lance, but I don't think they're together anymore. And I am really putting all of Tisha's business on Front Street. But it's on Facebook.
Like Tisha is a divorced bitch.
And then, no, Tisha was lovely. I like Tisha a lot. And then I started dating Keisha. Me and Keisha dated. What's so funny?
What's that song? And there was Keisha and Kelly and Lola and Tisha.
Alicia, Fonda, Alicia, Dawn, Inez, and Alicia. No, I was dating Tisha and Keisha. Her name was Nikisha.
I thought that was the third one.
No, Keisha is Nikisha.
Got it. Okay.
Nikisha and I dated 1 year into college. Actually, we dated for pretty much the last half of my senior year, and into college. And then we broke up when I was in. I broke up with Keisha when I was like, because. But the thing is, I was actually very attracted to Keisha. Keisha is probably still very beautiful. Keisha was gorgeous, probably out of my league, quite frankly. And
Jacob was like, yeah, me too.
But I was under the impression that I was like, I'm gay. But I realize now that my sexuality is much more broad than just. But I've also been wondering, like, I've been wanting to hit on, like, I'm afraid to hit on girls. I would never hit on a girl because I would afraid she'd be like, sit your gay ass. What your gay ass trying to do for this piece? Anyway, so I didn't have any queer. I mean, I'm queer, so I guess all my relationships are queer. But I didn't have any gay relationships. obviously queer relationships when I was in high school. But I think Monet has much more to say on this topic. Monet was dating Crips and DL niggas, and Monet was in these streets, honey.
Well, my high school experience, I first of all, I want to say, David, I identify with that because I think, especially like growing up and watching movies like She's All That and 10 Things I Hate About You and all these like high school rom-coms that were really popular back then. I'm sure they still are, but they're a little different now. I was like, oh my God, I want like that experience. And even though I went to an art school, a lot, I mean, besides the music theater program, no one else was really like out who was gay. Like we had like all speculations of who was gay and yada yada yada, but no one was out except the MT kids. MT kids are always just so free.
What is an MT kid? We don't know what it is. We don't know what an MT kid is.
Music theater.
Got it.
Musical theater kids. They were always just so gay. Like the boys, MT and ballet, but even the ballet boys, we all knew them niggas was gay as hell, but a lot of them would be like, no, I'm not gay. Pirouette, pussy slam.
They're so hot though. Ballet dancers.
Oh, great bodies too.
Oh my God,
like they're so flexible.
Ballet dancers are always so hot. Like I once hooked up with this one dancer from
ABT.
No, from Trocadero.
Trocadero,
the drag ballet troupe.
I know who.
No. Oh no, I hooked up with two. Oh yeah, I hooked up with two. Never mind. Talking about the black one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What? Yeah. No. He wasn't in Trocadero. No. Okay, so there was one.
I'm kidding. I have no idea. I'm just being.
So there were two. There was this one dancer who used to just kind of follow me around, but he was just like, I think he wanted to be a drag queen. He and I never did anything.
Bleep the name.
Yeah. I
Y'all
loved
hooked up.
No, I never hooked up with. I never hooked up. I hooked up with. Okay, I hooked up. Did you know me during?
I remember.
He had cornrows.
Yeah,
he was like light skin, and he one time. Okay, please bleep his name because I'm about to say something that might be embarrassing. One time we were talking, me and like trying to meet up downtown, and he said, "I'm at the Westin Hotel." And I said, "Oh, okay, I'll meet you at the." I said, "I had never heard of a Westin Hotel." I said, "Oh, is it the Reston?" Because he couldn't pronounce his R's.
Right.
And he goes, "No, I'm at the Westin. Why would I?" I said, "Oh, I just thought because of your speech impediment." And dead ass serious, he goes, "What speech impediment?"
What speech impediment?
He's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Huh?" He was like, "What are you? What are you talking about?" But I had a hard time pronouncing his R's,
which is so funny because his name is.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so I did not date I did not date anyone in my high school. There was not like a person in my school that I dated. I was like, oh yeah, that's my boyfriend over there because I was still in the closet. But what I would do is I would go on things back then like Adam for Adam and like Craigslist, and I would like have these relationships with closeted dudes. And again, they weren't relationships. They're just people like. And I say people, like in my whole high school experience, I probably had or dated, I say that so loosely, like maybe like 4 people, like someone that I met on Adam for Adam or Craigslist. And by that, I mean like we like hooked up and then we like went to get food. And then that happened like for a couple of times over the course of over the school year. And then it was that. So I never really had a boyfriend, someone that I had like that was my age. That I was like that, it was a thing in high school. But I think that a reason I was doing that because I was really I desperately wanted that high school experience of dating someone in my grade and having and all that entailed. But that wasn't available to me. And I think, do I miss having that experience in high school? Maybe I wish I did. But I feel that's but all things considered, I mean, I'm not in school right now, but what it seems like from what I see on TikTok, and I guess it depends on where you live too, and whatever, and what you read online. The younger generation, Gen Zers, are so much more open and so much more accepting of sexuality and gender and stuff like that. So maybe if you're just starting high school, that is 4 years is a long time. There's a lot that can happen in the next year or 2 or 3. It's like, just like wait it out and hopefully you get that high school experience. But 9 times out of 10, all these motherfuckers that are in your school that you worried about impressing them by having a boyfriend to tell everyone, you will not know or care about these people in about 8 years. So it feels like these are the people that's going to be around you for the rest of your life. But you are not going to even care what these motherfuckers are doing in 8 years. So, but
when I tell you won't remember their names, I'm dead ass serious. There was only one out gay guy in my high school. Rest in peace. His name was Ryan Conrad. Ryan Conrad passed away from COVID during the pandemic. But Ryan Conrad was the only out gay person at my school, and there was also this other one, but he was really quiet. Ryan Conrad was the captain of the cheerleading squad and was very flamboyant, very vivacious, and just my high school was a living hell. There was one lesbian, like out lesbian. There was kind of like this one lesbian who was like, we're kind of like, well, we all know.
Yeah, we all know.
But Debrenza was like, I am a lesbian. Yeah, Debrenza.
First of all, the name Debrenza is giving me AG vibes down. Debrenza's got her cornrows. Debrenza got her baggy white tee and her rockaway jeans.
Debrenza did wear. Oh my God! Did you know Debrenza?
Bitch, I know Debrenza.
This is literally. You literally just described Debrenza perfectly. She had cornrows. She would wear long white tees. Always wear these light colored jeans with a bunch of pockets on them. She would often wear her do rag, but we weren't allowed to wear do rags at school.
But Brenda would wear that shit anyway.
Like, man, I would wear it anyway. Man. And yeah, Debrenza was wild, man.
Yeah.
But did you ever have any crushes on girls ever in school or anything?
I always thought I had a lot of girlfriends.
Like, you ever have crushes on them? Like you were like, I'm attracted. Like,
no, crushes. Not even attraction. Like I was thinking that girls were beautiful and hot, but never like an attraction. Like, oh my God, I want to explore anything or feel that way. I've never had that, but I've always admired their beauty and how hot girls are, but it never went beyond that for me, or never has to this day.
I had a crush on a few girls, and I had a crush on. I still have crushes on some girls today, but usually they're really butch.
Right. I feel like I have had crushes, but I wouldn't. But I just crushes as in like, it would be so nice to be a platonic life partner with you. Like you just seem like I would love to wake up to see you every morning and just live life with you, but not like anything beyond that. I wish
I've had like I want to have sex with.
Word.
I'm trying to get down. Word. I just found out what a munch is. You know what a munch is?
Someone who has sex with people with vaginas and only likes to do that.
Yeah, I did.
Like
I
eat
didn't
pussy.
But they don't want. But they don't. They don't get anything back. They don't even be fucking. I did not know. Because I was thinking about the song. You thought I was feeling you. Which, by the way, you know that song?
Who's that by?
I'm not sure who it's by, but it's like a popular sound on TikTok. You thought I was feeling you. That nigga Munch. You thought it's by Ice Spice.
Oh my God, Munch. She is another like personality is like blowing up. Lil Nas X like did her for Halloween or something. That's how she came into my consciousness. But Ice Spice is like this like popular rapper, right?
Yeah, TikTok will make you blow up. But anyway, I was listening to that song and I was like, my God, this song like that's such a like. I would be devastated if I found out that song was about me. Like, imagine if you are the guy she's talking about and you're like, you know what? You tell your friends, like, I met this girl, man. Like, I really like her. And I know she likes me. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. I be going down on this bitch all the time. Like, all I do is go down. But I just want her to be so happy. And then you recognize her voice and you hear the song. And she goes, you thought I was feeling you? And you be like, I did. She's like, you was a munch.
You're a munch.
And then it blows. That shit I would cry. I would cry.
Anyway. Cry, you cry. You remember that song? We cry together. No. Ashanti and Ja Rule. I love my life. I love my wife. But yeah, I mean, there's a big thing these days called sides. You know what sides are? People who don't want intercourse.
Yeah, a side is a side. I thought it was just about gay guys. I don't know. I don't know that other people were saying it too, but they just do mouth stuff or finger stuff. But they don't insert their genitals.
Don't have to be penetrated. I had to say I didn't like bottom really. Maybe until like my mid-20s. Like I think before my mid-20s, I was a side. Like oftentimes I would have sex with dudes and it would just be like oral stuff or like finger stuff. It was really, I never really, it's when I started drag, I started really like bottoming or topping dudes.
The first time ever, like, I mean, I started off topping and then I got topped down. I used to hook up with this guy who was like stayed topping me, and I was not good at what I was doing, and I don't know if neither one of us was good or we just weren't compatible, but I just kept doing it. Every time I would show up and I would just I would do my thing, but it was not great. And the last guy that topped me, I think I told you this already. One time, me, Jacob, and his parents went out to eat, and he was the host at the restaurant. And I saw him, and I was like, and I was like, hello. He was like, hi there. And I was like, all right, let's and we just kind of acted like we didn't know each other. Maybe he really didn't remember me. Maybe there's a chance that he genuinely didn't remember who I was. But I remember him, I remember his name, and I remember what he did for a living. I remember a lot about him. He was like, I'm not saying he was obsessed with me, but like after I let him talk to me a few times, he was like, one time we got in this big argument, he was like, I'm just trying to be nice to you. And I was like, he was like, I'm trying to come to pick you up from your job. And I was like,
let me find out Bob got that bomb pussy. Bob got that bomb pussy, honey. He got the niggas tripping.
I said, I don't want you to come to my job. Like, I want to like go to gigs after this. I don't want to. It was wild.
That is one of my favorite Monique bits of the thing. She was like, you having an argument with your boo, and he think the argument is over. Oh no, baby, it ain't over. I'm coming to your motherfucking job. Daquan, can I hit the Daquan, please?
But yeah, he was a personal shopper when I met him.
Ooh, that sounds like a great job for like a rich person. Actually, no, because you never get the stuff. It's never yours.
Some people just love shopping though, because at least the way you can shop, but you don't have to have your house filled with stuff.
This is true.
Some people have a shopping addiction, but then their houses are filled with stuff. But now you get to shop, and you don't have to actually keep it. You can just see it at work.
Anyway. We should get to the next question, but I have really one second. I want to speak subliminally. Did you get the bag?
I did get we can't do this on air. I did get yes, I got the bag. The bag is not real.
Got it. Okay.
You could tell the full story without mentioning.
I told you, Bob. I told you.
I didn't say you were wrong. All I said was I'm just gonna see. I never said you're wrong. All I said was I'm just gonna see. That's all I said. I said I'm gonna see.
Did you take it? Did you take it to the place yourself?
So a friend of mine was like, so I just mentioned to Monet, I was like, I want to buy an Hermes Birkin bag.
In mixed company, the person was there.
Yeah, well, yeah. I actually mentioned it before they got there, and they showed up, and I just continued the conversation.
Oh, right.
And then the friend said, I have a Hermes. I have a Birkin, and I said, you have a Birkin? And they're like, yeah. So this guy got it for me as a gift, and I was like, you have a Birkin bag? And they're like, yeah. And then I Googled the bag, and I was like, all right, this is how much it's worth. I will pay you.
Because they said the color, and Bob was like, is it this one? They're like, yeah.
And I was like, all right. So then they brought the bag back to me the next day I saw them, and I was like, I'm gonna go get it verified. So I called the Hermes store. Hermes does not verify Birkin bags. They don't. That is
really
not a service they provide at all.
Because they're probably doing that shit all day.
And what I ended up, I just went online. I just found some ways to tell if a Birkin bag is real. I could be wrong, so I just did it myself, but it didn't have there's these three things you look for in an Hermes to see if it's real, and it didn't have two of them. It's like there's on this little tab, there's an initial
serial number.
The person who made it. It's like, so if you made it, it'd be like MXC, and then they each have a serial number. They're all made by hand, and also the stitching isn't perfect because it's all done by hand. There's no
and these bags cost $15,000. So bitch, it would be they cost that much for a reason, right? They're meticulous about it.
So I told my friend, I said the bag's not real.
I told Bob he should just anyway. Anyway.
So wait, I just what? Just
Yeah, I was saying that you should just buy a bracelet, but you're not a jewelry person.
No. But I love a bag.
You do. You love a purse.
Bag. All right, so let's go to our next question. Thank you, David. Monet.
Hey, Bob and Monet. I'm so excited to see y'all in a couple weeks here in Nashville. I have a question about long-term friendships slowly burning out. Has this ever happened to either of y'all? And did y'all ever acknowledge it with your friend or just kind of let it fizzle out? How does that work for you all?
Ooh,
You're
that's
up,
a
Mo.
good one. Long-term friendship. I'm trying to think, do I have a long-term friendship that fizzled out? Not really. So I often say to my friends, and you, Jacob, can you mute yours? It's like scratch. Yeah. Right. So I often tell my friends I have like my core 5, 6 friends that are like my friends. Like I am not someone that I feel the need to like get new friends or blah, blah, blah. I don't. I have like my 6 friends that I am so happy with. And my friends that I've known for a very long time. I've been through thick and thin with. If I don't talk to them for 5 months, it's okay. We pick up the next time we're back at the same place. I talk to them every day. Like so, I have that. But I'm trying to think if I've had a friendship. Like Kamika's an example. I've known Kamika since I was in 5th grade. Do Kamika and I talk every day? No. We talk sometimes. It's like months, like a month or two we don't talk. But every time we talk, like it's cool. Like we check in on each other and it's fine. So that doesn't fizzle. But I don't know. I can't think of a long-term friendship I've had that fizzled. Maybe there is one, a friend in New York. I won't say the name. And I wouldn't say it's fizzled. We just, the way our lives are, we just do not talk very often. We used to be best friends back in the day. And we just don't talk and everything as often. But when we do, we like, you never met them. It's a friend from high school. And up through college and through when I first started drag, we were like still really tight. But it just over the past 6-7 years, it's kind of just fizzled away. But it's kind of just it's just life. Like life brings in different things, and people change careers and different things, and your lives just aren't compatible or conducive to continue that friendship the same way. And I think that if there's some type of resentment that you have towards that person, or if there is a reason that it's ending that you feel sour about, that you need some type of a closure for, then that's something that should be handled. But as you get older, some friendships just go away and they fizzle. And I think that all comes with aging and your life changing and your personality is changing and shifting.
I've moved a lot in my life. I've been from sea to shining sea.
Mm-hmm.
I've moved from Georgia to New York to Minnesota to Los Angeles, California, and even a short stint in the Bay Area. So I move around a lot. So I think that when there's a lot of distance and time between you, so a lot of my relationships will kind of just end up fizzling out. Some of those old friends I still have. There are some friends of mine from my community theater days in Georgia who I just stay with, particularly my friend Summer. Me and Summer, I think Summer's my oldest friend, next to Alicia. But me and Alicia don't talk.
I met both of them in Atlanta.
Yeah. You met Alicia and Summer. Yeah, me and Alicia don't talk like we used to. Me and Summer still chat like a few times a year. And me and Alicia basically talk like once every 2 or 3 years. But even though I did get to catch up with Alicia who is my oldest friend. I met Alicia when I was in like 9th grade, maybe 8th grade. We did Grease together.
Wow.
Me and Alicia did Grease.
Who are you? Who Danny Zuko?
No, we were both just in the chorus. We were both just dancers. And she was a singer and I was a dancer.
Alicia looked like she can rip a new dimension when she starts to sing.
No, Alicia can sing, but she doesn't have like that. She's not one of those black girls who's like, she can sing, but it's not crazy. It's not crazy, but she can sing better than I could. I remember it was a bit that she was a better singer than me, and then I was a better dancer than her. That was like it was like a bit that we did where we would tease each other. But she could sing, but she was not like Tamala Man or anything. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then of course Summer, I've known Alicia for maybe like 25 years. That's so crazy to say. And I've known Summer for maybe 22 years. And I have had for other friends who just kind of fizzled out. Me and Alicia actually fizzled out. We did have like a little bit of contention at one point, but then we kind of actually made up. And then I think when I moved and she moved, we just stopped talking. Mm-hmm. But I rarely have I had a friendship fizzle with a person that I like live in the same town as. Maybe like once or twice.
Yeah.
And I kind of just let it be what it is, because I don't think you need to be like, you don't need to proclaim that you two aren't friends like you used to be. You know what I mean? It's just that, your relationship has shifted, and now it is what it is now. It's what it has become, shall I say? And I think sometimes when you like bring attention to the fact that it's changed, unless you're upset that it's changing. If you want to hang out more, then the question is, are you making a concerted effort? Are you two growing apart because you're not like reaching out to each other as often, or is it because you're reaching out and they're not responding? Then I would say something about that. If I felt like a friend of mine was who I used to be really close to is like now neglecting me, I would say something about that. For sure.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
Yeah. Unlike Monet and all of her spare time, I'm actually very busy. I actually have a lot to do. I do 95% of the work on this podcast alone. I give Monet a gracious 5% of work.
This is shady. I want y'all to know.
But I
Jacob...
allow her to get 5%, but I allow her to get 50% of the pay. So you're welcome. And I'm always working on different projects, but one of my favorite things I do is actually make music. I really love making music. Y'all have heard my newest single, Black, but believe me, I'm just getting started. I'm always interested in how other artists compose and produce their own songs, and I've gotten really into masterclass and learning about how different artists make their music. Now, Alicia Keys, who I've collaborated with before, has a class, and I absolutely loved it. It was really fun, informative, and I was blown away by the depth of knowledge and the quality of the experience.
With Masterclass, you can learn from the world's best minds, anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace. Very important. You can learn how to cook from Gordon Ramsay, improve your acting skills with Natalie Portman, or learn writing from Issa Rae. With over 100 classes from a range of world-class instructors, that thing you've always wanted to do is closer than you think.
Now, I think Monet's going to start giving a gaslighting course, so y'all are really going to want to tune in for that one. Now, Masterclass is accessible on your phone, web, or smart TV, offering classes on a wide variety of topics, all taught by world-class masters at the top of their fields. Learn how to do anything from finish your screenplay to make Michelin star-worthy scrambled eggs, which I found out is Monet's, the way Monet takes her eggs, scrambled with cheddar. Sunny side up also.
I highly recommend that y'all check it out. This holiday, give one annual membership and get one free. Go to masterclass.com/rivalry today. That's masterclass.com/rivalry. Terms do apply. It's masterclass.com/rivalry. Terms apply.
Masterclass. That's in New York.
All right, Jacob.
What's our next one, Jacob?
Give me 1 second.
Monet, you need to stop.
Hello, Bob and Monet. I'm a big fan. I'm a big Black ass fan. My name's Jade, and I'm a creative, just like you guys. But I'm interested in knowing, how do you direct your careers? I feel like, with drag queen, not necessarily being a new title or even a new industry, it is becoming more popularized, and you're seeing more drag queens be, the face of brands. You're seeing more drag queens be the face of, leading tours and hosts on shows and that type of thing. And with it becoming more popular and with opportunities opening up, how do you still stay true to what you want to do in your career versus just taking advantage of what's around you and kind of letting the opportunities lead your career? How do you do it for yourself? Bye.
Did you say Jade or did you say Jane? I can't even tell which one she said.
Jade.
Jade.
With a stone.
Because we were laughing. Well, because she said big black ass fan. Thank you so much for that, Jade. I have done both of these. There have definitely been, when I came off of RuPaul's Drag Race, I was really trying to strike while that iron was hot. When I had won Drag Race and I really wanted to just do the whole, I've won Drag Race, victory lap. I did I'm telling you, if there is a tour with a bunch of drag queens on it, I did it. I did In the Dark. I did Holy Trinity. I did Work the World. I did Christmas Queens. I did Drag Queen Christmas. I did Club Couture. I did Pardon Moi French. I did all of the tours. I'm probably missing a few. Haters Roast, season 8 tour. I'm probably missing one or two that I did. It was wild. I was racking up miles on the road. And I think that was to get my name out there. And there was a part of me that enjoyed it. But it didn't, honestly, if I'm being really honest, it didn't really feel fulfilling to me to do, except maybe Haters Roast, because that was stand-up comedy and I really love doing stand-up. But doing this big drag queen mega tour, it didn't feel as fulfilling as doing my own tour, my stand-up, doing Sibling Rivalry tour, doing this podcast, doing my YouTube page, doing my music. That to me feels really, really, really fulfilling. But I also had an opportunity to make some great, like I was able to create a fan base by going out. People would see me in these towns and go, now I know for a fact that Bob can host, because Bob hosted. I hosted a lot of those tours. And they'd be like, wow, I now know for a fact that Bob can host because Bob is funny. So when Bob comes back and does stand-up, I'm going to go see that show. And I think that all went toward building the business that I have now. And I look at queens who are able to do solo tours, like or smaller tours, like Jinx and Ben, Bianca Del Rio, Trixie and Katya, Alaska, who are doing a lot of these tours where they don't have to be on these big group tours, and I actually prefer them that way. But I'm also happy that I did the work that it took to like be able to get to that point, put in those like miles, basically. What do you think, Juan?
Yeah, I did a lot of those tours as well. Work the World, Haters World, all that stuff. All of them. I did a lot of them as well. And I mean, I don't say they weren't fulfilling. I definitely had a good time doing them. Like I really like, and I also build like a lot of great friendships, and I really enjoy like doing Work the World, like because Work the World was the first tour I was a part of that was this like huge production, and they gave us dancers, and they gave me full 4 dancers with them. They got costumes and big feather fans and all this stuff like that was just for me. So that was really exciting, and I got to see Work the World was the first time I got to see like all of Europe, and I went to all of Asia, and I did all this and all of Australia. It was really fun. So I did have fun doing those, but I do have more fun doing stuff that is my own. Like when I did in that same year after I won Drag Race, that same year when I lost Drag Race, but I won Miss Congeniality. I won the hearts of America and the queens. I did my solo tour, Call Me by Monet, around the U.S. and in the U.K., and that was really fun. And seeing that people are really enjoying me coming into my one-woman show thing, and people being like, oh my God, wow, I had no idea what to expect, and I really enjoyed that. So I do enjoy doing my solo stuff as well, and Sibling Rivalry, the podcast, and I'm very grateful that that where my career is now, I get to like pick and choose the things that I want to do and the things that really feel great to do, like this podcast, like our tour, like my own music and stuff. So I'm really happy that I'm here. But as far as opportunities go, is there a hard, fast rule? Like if this to my agent, if this comes, absolutely not, I'm not doing it. I think that everything that comes, there is a conversation that can be had about it. Like when something comes in, I look at it and say, A, do I want to do it? B, what is it doing for me? And C, bitch, how much is it paying? Like those are the 3 things I'm asking. And if 2 out of those 3 work, bitch, we gonna do it. So I think that's kind of how I govern myself and like how things are functioning. And so there's no hard and fast rule. Like I absolutely won't do this because this does nothing for me. Maybe, but I don't know what that has been so far. That I'm. So
if it's a show you really want to do, and it's with people. So if there's a show you really want to do and it's with people you really want to do it with, but it pays a nickel, will you do it? That's 2 out of the 3.
I have done that. Mm-hmm. I have done a show where I'm like, this is not paying me a lot of money, but it's with some of my favorite girls, and I'm not doing anything at this time. It's not paying the most money, but so sure, I'll do it. Like, you and I have done gigs together. They have not paid us a lot of money, but we're doing it together and we can have fun. And I know, even though it's not paying the best, I'm doing it with my best friend. So it's going to be fun for me to do it. And I'm not doing anything right then, so why not?
Yeah, I'm very lucky that I've done a lot. I'm one of the gals from Drag Race who's been able to pretty consistently be working since I was on the show. So I don't really I'm not like hard up for money. Yeah. I'm not like I gotta work. If I don't work, I'm not go broke. I won't eat. I'm not at that level. So I'm lucky enough that I can take gigs that pay less, or I can sometimes do gigs that don't pay anything, like literally anything.
Yeah.
I think my rule nowadays is as long as it doesn't cost me anything, and I want to do it, I'll probably do it. As long as it doesn't cost me to do it, and honestly, it depends on how much it costs me. Because if I'm being fully honest, like. There was like a season of because I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this, but the pit stop doesn't pay well. The pit stop does pay, but you're not rolling in the dough. And I was like, I'm gonna get all these. I want all these.
Drag
costumes.
Joe. You better drag Joe.
But Joe doesn't decide what you get paid, that I know of anyway. But I was like, but I really want to get all these.
Jokes on us. Joe is like,
his name is Joe Paramount. Gerbino's bullshit. His name is Joe Paramount. But But I was like, I want to get all these houndstooth costumes made. And bitch, I was like using like that fucking getting all those outfits made week by week in rush orders was eating the money that it cost to fucking do the pit stop. But you don't do the pit stop because it pays well. You do it because you just want to. You do it because it's fun. You do it because you love Drag Race. So the pit stop is a great example of a gig that I was doing just because I absolutely loved doing it. That's the real take.
Yeah, for sure. You know, like a while back, Plastique, Bob, Naomi, Kim, and I were like in like separate conversations with each other. We were like, y'all, we should do like the Black and Yellow tour. Like after like Wiz Khalifa's Black and Yellow song, like the Black and Yellow tour. That could be really, the 5 of us could be really dope. But never happened. We need a half Black, half Asian queen on the tour. Who do we know one on Drag Race?
Oh, she got to be from Drag Race. Wow.
Or she doesn't have to, or Dragula.
Oh, wow. She has to be on TV.
Oh my God, you're so problematic.
Wow, you don't value local queens. Whoa. Monet said, fuck local broke bitches. If you ain't been on TV, you will never get to stand near me. You broke ass hoe. You local ass hoe. You old local ass queen.
You are such a
You're very problematic. I'm a little disappointed in you, quite frankly. But also, fun fact too, y'all, Monet and I want to say for the first year and a half, 2 years of this podcast, we did not make a
dime
dollar. And I mean, it was just, literally not a dollar. So we first started the podcast, me and Mitch used to like pay to produce it. And it wasn't very expensive. We just bought some microphones and a domain. So it wasn't expensive. It was like a couple $100, if that even. And I don't think
I gave you money for that domain.
That's not true. I don't think that you can still get it was cheap. You can still send me $5.
When I get my 10, you know when you said that $10, just get me 5 and we'll call it even.
And you know this is never gonna happen. One day someone's gonna do every wager we've ever done and then find out who owes what in the end, and find out who owes who what amount of money, what the balance is. But and then we didn't make any money until we made a Patreon, and even then we were making I think at the beginning it was like $300 a month for a really long time. Yeah. And then we first made real money when we did our very first live show in New York City
at the Bell House. Oh no, I don't remember.
Was it Sony Hall?
No, Sony Hall was not the first one. I think the first one was
the Bell House was the first one.
I think we did the Bell House twice in Sony Hall. Yeah, I think it was the Bell House.
Yeah. I miss those. Those live shows were fun.
I'll never forget this.
I love that. I love I really want to come back to doing our I don't think we'll ever actually be able to do it again, but those monthly live podcasts were everything to me. I looked forward to those so much. I really did. It was so much fun. Full T.
You mean like a tour?
No, I mean the tour is fun, but the thing about the monthly live show, Jacob, with your little sneaky ass, we were able to like recreate.
Oh, so Jacob is sneaky confirmed.
It was a new show every time, and it was also just the New York City energy. It was just great. It was just really, really great.
Let's do another advicery in this dancery.
Holleration in this dancery. Jacob.
Hey, Bob and Monet. I had a question for you both about TikTok. I know both of you are TikTok queens. Bob has said that during 2020, during COVID, you spent the time taking the time to learn TikTok a little bit more. And I was wondering if you could give any advice around how to build a TikTok following, how to use TikTok, because I'm interested in learning more about the platform. I kind of made an account just for myself, just to kind of see what was up. I've never really taken the time to figure out the platform. And as TikTok queens, I was wondering if you all had any advice. just for some context, I'm also a musician and I would love to use TikTok more to put myself out there as an artist. So if you have any tips or advice as to how to get the most out of TikTok, I would love to know. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, I would say this. I know it's my turn first. I'm going to default to Bob because I post on TikTok. Bob is definitely way more of a TikTok queen than I'm. Like I seldom post, and like sometimes I get like a burst when I was post like a bunch in a week. But I would not define myself as a TikTok queen. Bob is way more involved in TikTok and like understands TikTok more. So, but I will say for content creators on TikTok, people who have content, like I really gravitate to the ones that either are like informational or something that or like lifestyle ones that feels super organic. Like those are the ones that I do, like I follow. And so like funny ones, informational ones, or like here are 5 facts about something wherever you didn't know, and like they do them in like a really great and creative way. So those are the ones I gravitate to. So if you're a musician, I would say, do you like interesting things in music? Like I'm trying to think of like what instrument do you play? Like maybe you could do some fun things around the instrument that you play, and maybe like some information about your instrument. I don't know. There are ways to make it fun and creative. But Bob is a TikTok person, so I'll let him go. I don't know.
Thank you for deferring to me. Thank you so much. I give it for my colleague when I exchange. I think that first of all, when I started doing TikTok, I was just, I think what really made me really popular in the beginning. So I started off doing these like transitions. Cause I always thought it was just so cool. I would think of transitions. Like I think me and Jacob did one where we did Chapstick by Todrick Hall and Trixie Mattel. And I would have this idea, be like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I did chapstick and then in the end, I just had chapstick like all over my whole face was just like covered.
Oh,
was that
Jacob.
I don't remember. Jacob. I'm not. If it was the other way around, was it your
What
idea?
is happening now? Bob was
That was my idea.
Word.
Okay. I don't remember how that idea came about. No one's saying anything.
Not Bob poaching Jewish people. Well, not Bob poaching Jacob's Jewish idea. It's problematic.
He's too ridiculous. And I think if I recall correctly, my first ever TikTok was a video of me doing this like sliding door transition where I was like out of drag, and then I closed the door, then I opened it up, and I was in drag. But then I hit my stride when I started stitching people and responding to what they were saying. So I got involved in like if someone would post something ridiculous, I would post a stitch making a joke about it. I was using it to boost my sense of humor. I was using it to tell my jokes. Using it to like troll, which is the things that I love to do. And I think that's when I really start getting a lot of attention on there. And I think if you are doing the things that if you're trying to keep up with trends, unless you genuinely love keeping up with trends, it will come off like someone just trying to do trends. Unless you genuinely like you love it, you love the TikTok culture, you love each sound, you love all the humor, you love all the drama. Otherwise, if your whole thing is music and you want to just sing your songs or do covers or sing original music or talk about, like when they said, do you play an interesting instrument? Are you like, hey guys, my name is so-and-so and this is a Stratocaster. Do you know what a Stratocaster is? It's a very unique guitar. It's like one of the best guitars that are out there, blah, 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 blah. And this is why a Stratocaster costs so much money. How can you tell the difference between a cheap guitar and a good guitar? I would
watch that.
So you're
not even care, but I don't want to watch that already.
Yeah, so you're not wasting your money. Stuff like that. Like I know that like my next little venture in TikTok is going to be me. I'm just going to go through my entire closet and just talk about every outfit I have. I love costumes. I may not love fashion, but baby, I fucking love costumes. And I have so many original pieces that are just handmade with love and care. And I just think they're really, really interesting. And I want to, go through and talk about them. I know if I saw someone talk about their costumes, I'd be really intrigued.
Do you remember what your first viral TikTok is? I don't have that many, so I can scroll back and find mine. My first viral TikTok was when I was
define viral.
I guess a viral is above. I would want to say above like 1 million views.
Okay, work. I don't remember my first one. It might have been the Todrick Hall. No, I did one where I was doing my makeup, and it was this person at the grocery store talking about how they got into an argument with a racist woman. The woman was racist to him, and then she had a heart attack and died. And then he said, "I'm not saying she deserved it, but I'm saying God's timing is always right." And I was doing that while putting on makeup. I think that was my first one.
My first one was me writing about. It was in a pandemic. I put my thing in black and white. I got this iconic sound from Sex and the City of Carrie in Paris, and I'm like doing this one.
Dear Diary, it's been approximately 32 days, 9 hours, 14 minutes, and 12 seconds without dick, and I'm done. In addition to the loss of most of my motor skills, I no longer possess the ability to think, the will to hope and dream, and I've lost all vision in my left ear. God, if you're out there, kill me.
It was in pandemic. That was my first viral one.
How many
videos in?
How many likes did that one get?
This has one oh shit. No, how did I go this far back? I went all the way to the top. Look at me. I can't even stay on the same fucking video without scrolling all the way to the top. I gotta scroll back down.
My most viral TikTok is randomly a TikTok of me sitting in bed doing that sound that goes noom 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 noom. And
that voice teacher sound.
Yeah,
How many views does it have right now?
I think it's currently at 30 million. And it is just completely random. I was filming We're Here, sitting in bed, and I made the video. And then next thing I know, for some
How do you
reason,
find your most viral one? How do you do that?
You can go to your analytics.
Oh God, how do you do that?
Well, you click the I don't know how to do it on an iPhone, but I'm trying to scroll to the beginning of my TikTok.
This is probably not terribly fun to watch us figure this out. So hopefully we can. Cause I don't even know. I think it may be the one of me falling from that thing with me that Viv and I did. That had like 3 million something, but that's not a whole bunch. Whatever. Oh my God, I'm speaking on my words. Yeah. So, create content. What Bob described for the guitar thing, I don't even care, but I would be watching that if it scrolled past my thing.
All right, here's my first TikTok. You ready? Here it is.
Diamonds on my neck. I like more than drugs. I like more than sex. But nothing in this world that I like more than checks.
Oh, you used to love that dress.
Yeah, Shangela bought me that dress for $3 in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Wow,
tell Monet about what your mom said about that other dress.
Shangela can dance and she buys you clothes. She is really a modern day Renaissance woman.
In my yellow dress that my mom said, "Ooh, child, you love." I wore it on Z-Way. My mom said, "You love that dress." Ooh, child, you love that dress. Yeah, my first one to get over 1 million views was the one of me doing the Todrick Hall song. That was my first viral TikTok. All right, let's go to our next question.
Wait, my first one was this. Oh my God, I filmed this.
Was it not the Sex and City one?
No, that was my first viral one. I meant my first TikTok ever. It was me in one of the Australian countries on Work the World right before the pandemic when we were spreading coronavirus around Asia and Australia, and it's me just in the hallway walking down with a sponge mask on. You guys remember sponges? I love sponges.
We do remember sponges. We have time for one more. We have to be quick on this one though, because it is.
Yeah.
All right.
So Jacob.
Oh my God. When you're out of control, Jacob, you do not have to deal with this. No, but seriously, Jacob.
We would never hear this question. You know, if I have a question.
Are you there, Jacob? Can you?
No, sorry, I played it and I was on mute and I did not realize.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, this is Devontae from Richmond, Virginia. Big fan. My question is, me and my boyfriend have been living together for 2 years. I'm 28. He's 23.
Wayside.
He's still in school. And we are planning to get married. So my question is, do you think we should wait until we're more settled financially to get hitched? Or should we just go ahead and move on and get married sooner even though it might not be as big as an event as we might want. So just wanted your feedback. Love you both. Thank you so much for your advice and taking the time to listen to me. See you soon in Richmond. Woo!
Oh, these were before the tour.
Yeah, because I put this prompt out when I thought we were moving over to Advicery, and then we decided to keep.
I was
doing
like, we're
what
going back to
doing
Richmond. Well, thank you, Devontae. I hope you enjoyed the show. But they were married. By the time we saw them, they were already.
I know.
But Devontae don't even need the advice anymore. Devontae's like, I figured it out on my own at this point. I would say this: what's the rush? Like, why are you rushing to get married, baby? Like, if you really want to have a dream wedding, if you really want to have a dream wedding, then just wait till you can afford it. Wait till you're in a position where you can actually have the wedding that you really want. Because what's the rush? Like, you two love each other. You have each other. You can even get like a legal marriage now if it's for a legal reason that you want to get married, and then then announce it to the world and have your ceremony down the line. I feel a little bit weirded out about couples who are engaged for a long time, only because I feel
years.
Because I'm like, y'all, I was like I wouldn't have announced it if
Yeah, it didn't take that long. Yeah.
Like I mean, somebody being a fiance for like 5 years is wild. This is madness. This is chaos magic. You know what I mean? I feel like in my mind, a fiance ship or a fiance situation is like at the most a year.
Oh.
2. You think 2 years is long enough to be a fiance?
I think that's the max. Like 2 years is the max, because I also do recognize how expensive weddings are. Right? So some people, they get engaged, and then after they're engaged, like, oh bitch, we gotta like do like the wedding, and then like life stuff happens, and then you really want, especially want to make it like your dream wedding. I get like waiting 2 years, but after 2 years, y'all just playing around. Y'all should have shut your mouths until you were thought about it. I think 2 years is. I met a couple. They've been engaged for 7 years. They've been engaged for 7. I was like, engaged.
Are they gay or
years?
straight?
Straight.
Do they say fiance or do they say boyfriend girlfriend?
They say fiance. My fiance.
I'm not saying fiance for 7 years. I'm not saying fiance for 7 years, bitch. This is like on what's that fucking show? Family Guy. When the one lady was pregnant for the entire series, it's like there was a pregnant woman on Family Guy.
Okay.
And she's just been pregnant the entire time. This show's been on the air for over 20 years. Bitch, have the baby. Have the baby. I'm not being nobody's fiance for 7 years. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. I was like, that is a long time to be a fiance. But yeah, I agree with Bob. I'm like, there's no rush. I mean, and also y'all are young, but I guess 28 and 23. That sounds
23 is young to get married. 23 is very young to get married. Very young.
Also, sometimes you meet your person, you're like, I know. But I do, like, knowing what I know now at 32, I feel like getting into 23 feels so young. But I also recognize some people, they live, maybe you live in like in like a small town in Virginia. Well, Richmond's not a small town, but it's definitely not like a New York or an LA. But you're like, I met my person here. I know I'm gonna stay here. I work. I have a 10-year plan.
Where did we eat in Richmond? Where was that?
Miss Jane's or Auntie Jane's, something like that. Yeah. And then
I went to the Cookout for the first time.
The Cookout.
I never had the Cookout. It's a restaurant called the Cookout, and they have this like champagne soda. And they had great hot dogs. Really,
in Richmond.
Yes, I remember being like, I know it's just a hot dog, but this is amazing.
There was this one. What was it? It was someplace. Oh, I think it was Nashville. So Pat and I were going to the Apple store because when my phone was on the fritz, and then we bounced it with Bob in the lobby. And Bob as you know, he's like dressed in like his black sack with like a jacket on, looking very witchy, and he has his over the air headphones on, and Bob is always walking around with that, a purse, his headphones on, his witch thing, and his voice is always on his phone. I'm like, hey girl, what you doing? Like, I'm gonna get potatoes. I was like, you're gonna get potatoes?
No, this was in Texas. This was
Nashville. We didn't go to Texas.
This is 100%.
I promise it's Nashville. It's Nashville.
You're right. No, you're right.
Yeah, it was Nashville.
Yeah, the place called One Spunky Spud. Yes, it was Nashville.
And I was like, I'm going to get potatoes. I'm like, to making your room. Like, no, he's like, yes, Monet, I'm gonna go peel some potatoes and make them in my room. And he's like, no, bitch, I'm going to one spunky spud. But I was like, but you said I'm going to get potatoes. I was so confused. And Bob, like, what? You drove like 30 minutes to go get one spunky
I was
spud.
out in the streets. I went all the way to Godlessville, Tennessee, to the mall to get at the Rivergate Mall food court to get a potato. And when I got there, okay, I'm gonna give my experience about One Spunky Spud. So One Spunky Spud is there's this person on TikTok named Carlos. I think their name is Carlos. And Carlos makes these like very, very unhealthy potatoes. And I mean like artery clogging, butter, cheese potatoes. And I've been looking at them online forever. This and this pickle place in Austin I want to go to. So in Dallas. So I'm like, I went to the place. The mall was closing. There was like no one there.
Ooh, I'll be so tight.
But I made it in time, and I got my potato, and I sat down, and they give you Kool-Aid. They give you like a thing of Kool-Aid, this potato. The Kool-Aid was, and this is coming from a Georgian, the Kool-Aid was too sweet. I was like, y'all, this is and this is coming from someone from Georgia. The Kool-Aid was too sweet, but the potato, it was great. And side note, it was better when it was cold. It was better when it was cold.
I don't agree. I'm someone, y'all.
Mine was.
I don't care. But I know people like Andy does not like. He likes to heat his food up. Like he likes his food like warm to cold. I need my food. If my food is not steaming, it is not ready to be eaten. My food needs to. I need to see steam coming from my food. That's how hot I want my food to always be every time. I cannot have lukewarm food. I hate. Yes, it needs to be like boiling, piping hot.
I also don't need my drink. Monet needs her drinks to be sub-zero. Monet needs to hand her. The waiter needs to be Elsa. Monet hands it to Elsa. Elsa lets it go, and then Monet takes a sip. I grew up in a household where we didn't even put sodas in the fridge. We just drank them. We put them in the cabinet. To this day, Jacob can vouch for this. Jacob just told me we don't put sodas in the fridge. They're just in the cabinet. And we just drink room temperature soda. Bitch, I've been drinking room temperature Monsters the entire for 2 days now. Room temperature.
And just to clarify, it's only his immediate family. Like we had his cousins over for Thanksgiving, and all his cousins were like,
why these damn sodas hot? Bob, if I had to drink a room temperature soda, that would be my villain origin story. Okay, bitch, I would. Bob.
I also never fill the ice tray. We don't put ice in the tray. We just drink our sodas room temperature. My whole life I've always drank sodas room temperature. No. And we also don't put our fruit in the fridge. Everything is room temperature. We put the fruit on the table so it's not cold. And you just eat it before it goes bad. So everything is room temperature.
Bitch, you want the heat miser to serve you your food. But I was like, please boil my soda and put it in a thermos and give it to me.
Does anyone else drink room temperature sodas, or is it just me and Martha Caldwell?
And Justin Caldwell.
Well, I mean, Justin probably switched over by now. But yeah, Cammy and Uncle Steve. We all drink room temperature. Sodas.
Wild. That is wild behavior. That is wild. I can't believe that.
And we had to get a cooler to put the sodas in because we're like, oh shit, people are coming over. And not everyone wants to drink room temperature sodas.
It's like y'all are a bunch of vampires. Like, oh no, we have company coming tonight. Get the cooler. That's hilarious. Oh my God.
What was the question? I forgot. Oh, wet marriage. Yeah, marriage. Don't rush. There's no rush.
23. Also, I mean, there are a lot of people I'm sure who get married for below their mid-20s and they have lived perfectly normal lives and they're going to be like, Monet, shut your mouth. You know what you're talking about. I think you need to live more life. Like, times are changing.
I agree.
The average life expectancy just went from 77 now to 85. People are living longer. Like, there's no reason
upgrading the DLC, girl. Upgrading the DLC.
You know, there's no reason to get married before 25 years old. I feel like live your life, bitch. Like, there's a lot to learn. I say take your time.
Also, when they was saying you meet someone at 23 and you know, I'm just gonna say this, and y'all always call me a pessimist. You don't know. You assume. Let me tell you right now. There was this TikTok I saw that really it said it's like y'all women out here saying my nigga would never ever. You better stop because these niggas will never ever all over. These niggas be never evering all the time. And this one woman said, yeah, and she was like, I was like my man would never. I never thought my man would leave me when I was in the hospital sick. I never thought that my man would cheat on me when I was fighting for my life, on a ventilator. I never thought that when I was in chemo, I would have to blah, blah, blah. So, like, I'm not saying that Devontae and you and your partner are not going to be forever and ever and ever. I don't know. That's up to y'all to decide. And I certainly don't have the power to, sway what y'all do with y'all's lives.
Yeah.
But don't be out here saying your partner will never ever, because people be never ever in all over you, honey, all over your face.
I will say, recently on the Shade Room, they broke the story of this young woman who was 19 years old. She waited until 19 to have sex for the first time with her boyfriend. She's been with for a long time. He ended up giving her multiple STDs, including HIV and herpes, and he knew that he had these things. And he was, and he was like, I'm a virgin too. And she was like, her whole thing was basically this. She was like, I thought my boyfriend would never ever do that to me. And bitch, she just, the first time she had sex, she got, stuff. So,
and I know we got to go, but I will say this. So I saw this TikTok today that was like crazy. I wonder how you would deal with this. So this guy like surprised his girlfriend or wife or somebody, his partner, by buying them a house. He bought her a house, and she is freaking out on him because he
like good or
used
bad?
them bad because he used the money from their joint account, and apparently, according to her, the money was 75% hers.
No.
So he bought this house, meaning she didn't know about it, meaning her name is not on the deed, meaning her name is not on anything. Her name's not on the mortgage. He approved the house. She didn't approve it. And he's like, why are you freaking out? Why are you freaking out? She's like, you need to give me my fucking money back.
Yeah,
she's
bitch.
like, I did not approve. Give me my money back. So do not, listen, me and Jacob have been together for 5 years. We do not have a joint bank account.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see the reason for that to happen until you are legally wed. And even then, couples make them. There's no reason why you and your boyfriend, or you and your girlfriend, or you and your partner, need to have a joint bank account. There is absolutely, until you are legally married, there is literally no reason. Now, y'all can, if y'all want to have a vacation.
Why do you need one when you're legally married? Like, why do I need to?
Because at that time, your finances are. I mean, again, you can have your Bob bank account and Jacob and his, and you guys can start one together for like when you guys want to do like a vacation thing together or something like that.
But also, my whole thing is like, if Jacob and I want to go on vacation, you give some money and I give some money. Like, why does it need to come from one bank account? Why?
I mean, for some people it may be hard for them to save up money for a vacation. They need to like really like plan, and I think that's a way to help people plan stuff. So I'm not against that. But if like taking like both of your paychecks and they go into this thing together, absolutely not. No.
But also, why? If we're trying to save, why can't Jacob have a savings account and I have a savings account? And then when we have to go somewhere, we will both just give our money to this thing without an account. One of us can buy it, or I can give, like, once it's time to go on vacation, I can give Jacob my half, and then Jacob can pay for it, or vice versa. But I don't think that there is a necessity to have a joint.
Well, maybe it's the way to help each other like stay accountable, like because now you guys are both contributing to this thing. You guys have agreed to do this thing. It's a way to like keep each other accountable. Because before I was living before I was living comfortably, I was gonna say really West Indian, comfortably. Before I was living comfortably, sometimes when you like saving for stuff, it's kind of hard to like stay accountable. When you have a partner and you guys both know we agreed to put $100 every week, like you're all in this account together. You guys are on top of that, and you can have conversations about that. I think it's probably a way to help each other stay accountable for this goal you're working toward, in my purview. But
And that being said, Monet and I do have a joint account.
We sure do. Oh my God, are we married?
That being said, Monet and I fully have a joint bank account.
Which we're going to take this offline, bitch. I have never gotten my reimbursements for tour, so we need to do that.
Well, we haven't been paid for the tour yet.
No. But the stuff like for like costumes and stuff that I paid out of my pocket that you got reimbursed for.
I've not been reimbursed yet.
Oh no, yes, you did. Like when you paid for mixes and stuff. This is a conversation we need to not.
But okay. First of all, that's because Monet, you can reimburse yourself. We
need to move. We can't just cut this entire part of the conversation out of the podcast.
Also,
we need to finish it up and then have this conversation.
Just to be clear, Monet can reimburse herself. Monet has full access. So don't act like you don't paint like I'm.
I like to do it together.
Are we cutting this out of the podcast or not?
No, we can keep it.
This
We're
be fine.
We need to move. Okay.
This can be fine. I'm not holding Monet's money hostage. Monet can reimburse herself at any hour. What I would do is I would text Monet and say, Monet, I'm gonna reimburse myself for this costume. Monet would say, okay, and then I reimburse myself in the moment. I have the text.
Y'all heard it here. Bob just be sneaking in and reimbursing himself for shit that nobody know.
That's not true. I would text Monet and say, Monet, can I pay for this? Can I reimburse this? You don't want sitting around not paying yourself.
Bob like, I just bought this Birkin bag, so I'm gonna reimburse as a prop for my number on the tour. So I'm reimbursing myself for this bag.
Also, I bought us a house. Surprise. All right, goodbye, everyone.
Bye.